For my unit reflection 3, Sutori, what seemed the easiest about creating the Sutori and what was the most challenging? The easiest thing was I always have had a good background with computers, and it comes a lot more naturally to create websites and everything. But that's what I enjoyed the most was it being on the laptop instead of typing, which I find boring sometimes, and it just seems repetitive. But this was fun, finding a new way to convey information. What was the most challenging? The most challenging thing was keeping everything organized for the reader, and I always struggled with going from showing the causes, but then when I was trying to show the effects, it was not easy for someone to see how they link. Um, how did you conduct research for this project? Uh, Most of the places where I got all my information from was either known websites for medical practicing or the Ole Miss One Search had a lot of places and articles about the topics of depression, anxiety, and the PTSD that doctors receive from trauma. How do you, what did you learn about yourself as a researcher? I learned it's a lot easier to go to websites and find information, but they're not as reliable as some of the journals written by people practicing because they have a lot more experience on the topic because anybody could create a website, but the journals are mostly from well-known hospitals or data or institutions. What do you think for this project that could help you when having to write other academic papers? I think something I struggled in this throughout the whole year was my organization, and sometimes with thesis statement I wouldn't clearly state that or connect that to my paper as well as I could have. I know sometimes I tried to stray away from doing the typical thesis in 4 paragraphs, but overall, it was much harder for the reader to see how everything connected. Like, because I know doing an intro paragraph and then maybe a background, and the background can sometimes misconstrued from what the topic should be about. What do you think that you did for this project that could help you? What do you think that could take away from this project to help you in the future? It doesn't even involve languages. I think putting everything out, all the information out at once, and going through and seeing how each thing connects could help a lot more in the future. What do you think about the student-instructor collaborative grading of the Sutori? I think it was, well, just as if my organization wasn't that well or not doing the typical 3 paragraphs, have having someone to explain all that to, because I know when I sat down and we talked about my grade, at first you couldn't actually see how they connected, but once I went through and said, this is the intro, this is the background, and this is it was a lot easier to explain how my grade became the way it was. How was your experience with grading yourself first and then meeting with determining the grade in the comments? I ended up with a B plus, and I was happy with it. But the only thing that I really struggled on was grammar mistakes and organization and my works cited. Something was wrong with my works cited, but that's all that I had trouble with throughout the whole paper.